you're in Vegas
I
for your
am. Yes.
and so I don't want to take too much of your time, obviously, because you need to go out and have some fun.
Yeah,
Um, but so we're recording. Did it come up on your end? Did you approve the recording?
I did.
Okay,
Yeah.
awesome, awesome. And okay, again, thank you so much for being here. I cannot
No
wait
problem.
to share your story.
Okay.
Um, so if you want to, we can just get started.
Yeah, I'm ready when you're ready.
Okay, girl. All right.
Yeah.
So, give us a little intro about yourself, just like who you are, and just give us a little bio on who you are, and for people who don't know you, who are going to be watching.
Okay. Well, I'm Raven. First name is Raven. I'm a Chicago police officer. I've been a police officer for almost 5 years now. I have two beautiful children, 13-year-old son, 7-year-old daughter. Um, I've always wanted to be in law enforcement since I was a kid. And I know that's everybody's bio. Oh, since I was a kid, but literally since I was like 4 years old, I told my parents, well, my mom, that I wanted to be a police officer. So here I am.
Amazing,
Yeah.
amazing. Okay, so you made it. You're a police officer. You followed your dreams. So you're working the road, right? And you
Yep.
get dispatched. So tell me about the day and the call, and what was the call? What was your mindset that day? Just give us like what happened that day and what was the actual call you got dispatched to.
Well, it was actually not a call. What
Okay.
happened was my partner and I was driving that night. We were parked on like a street, and all of a sudden at a red light, we just hear a lot of shooting. Like they found a lot of shell cases on the scene. I believe it's like 80 plus shell cases that were found on the scene. We waited until they were done shooting. Um, and then that's when I was like, well, we have to go check it out. So we went over to check it out. I looked to my left. I seen someone in the middle of the street. I get on the radio, let them know I see somebody
Mm-hmm.
at the location that the shooting happened at. And not even 3 seconds later, I opened the car door to get out. I put the car in park. I opened
Mm-hmm.
the car door to get out, and I was shot once through both of my legs with a rifle.
Wow.
I sat back down. Um, my partner was like running towards the guy to help him to render aid. I was trying to use the vehicle for cover, so
Okay.
just in case something was to happen. But my partner never really made it to the guy because the other guy came back out shooting. So my partner was running back to the car, and he was like, "We have to switch. We have to switch." And I was like, "I have time. I don't have time to switch. I want you to rush the roads, and I'll drive." So I was able to monitor the radio and drive at the same time. The time lapse from where I got shot
Right.
to the hospital is like a 8 to 9 minute drive. I made it there in under 2 minutes.
Oh my gosh. So
Yeah.
let me back up a second. So when you're sitting at that light and you hear and see, shots going off. So from what I gathered, someone got shot right in front of you.
No, so it was a block away. So we were on 73rd. The shooting was
Okay.
happening on 72nd, but we couldn't see it because it was like a really big church
Okay.
blocking us. So we backed up and used the church for cover because we
Got
didn't
it.
know where they were coming from,
Right.
but we could
Okay.
hear it. So it was a
Right.
block away from where I was parked.
So were you the only person shot in this incident or someone else was shot as well?
It was two guys shot.
Two other
Yeah,
people were shot.
yeah,
And
including
even
me would be
after
three.
you were shot, you attempted and your partner to render aid to others.
Yeah, so we after I was shot, my partner was like still running towards him because I was such in shock. Like, wait, what?
Right. Right.
Like, so my partner was still running towards him.
Right.
So when I noticed, like, wait, that was me, and my
Right.
legs started feeling like they were burning, I was like, I'm hit. So my partner stopped taking care of him and ran to me. And
Right.
that's when I got on the radio and I was like, I'm hit, but please still send ambo. We still have someone sitting here in the middle of the
Right.
street.
Right. And I just want to clarify that because while you are shot and you are in a very traumatic and high anxiety situation, you and your
Yes.
partner are still going towards the gunfire and attempting to render aid when you don't even know where these bullets are coming from. So I
No,
want to
we had no
clarify
idea.
that you guys still went there and we're still trying to help people who were just shot while
Yeah.
in turn you get shot.
Yeah.
which is just shows like your character, both of you,
Thank
in
you.
this situation. Because just because you guys went to the hospital, you had to. I mean, you're you're
Yeah.
shot through both legs, but the fact that you are still concerned about these other people at the same time just shows like what incredible officers you both were, and how your partner is saying, no, switch with me, I need to drive, and you're like, I don't got time, I
Yeah.
need to go.
Yeah.
Okay, so wow. um let me let me ask you one more question just about the situation. Did they ever end up finding the offender who shot you and the other people?
Yes. So it turned it into a SWAT situation.
Okay.
Um, my offender was actually a victim. The guy
Wow.
that the guy that was in the middle of the street, him and another guy were trying to rob the person that shot me. You know what
Wow.
I'm saying?
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
Okay.
my offender, so the case is closed. He's taking his time, so I don't mind talking about it because everything is already closed and sealed.
Okay. Yeah.
Um,
You don't have to
so
go into detail. I was just
yeah,
wondering if they were able to find
yes.
everyone involved, basically.
Hmm.
Okay, so that's great. Wow. Okay, so I'm gonna get to some questions now.
Yeah, I'm
Okay.
cool.
All right. So, and thank you for sharing that, because I know it's
No problem.
probably like crazy to talk about. Okay, the first question, and this was the most asked question, which you kind of already told us, but describe the moment that you got shot, that you realized you actually were shot.
When my legs felt like they were on fire.
And could you visibly see it or not even really?
So I got shot. It was dark outside. All I could do
Right.
is feel. I felt my legs wet, which was the blood,
Yeah.
and they felt like they were on fire.
Wow.
Yeah,
Okay. And then as you drove to the hospital, what was running through your head? What was the thoughts, if you can remember?
yeah.
What was going through your mind on the way to the hospital in those
I don't
two
want to
and a half
die. I don't want to die. Uh,
Did you make
who's
any
going to
phone
take care?
calls?
I no. I was just trying to get to the hospital.
Yeah.
I didn't make any phone calls. But
Okay.
my main one was like, I don't want to die. It's 4 days before my son's birthday. No, like, who's going to take care of my kids? Even though I know my family will have stepped up, but my main concern was I don't want to die.
Wow. And you're thinking
Yeah,
about your children.
yeah,
What were you saying to your partner? Were you saying anything to your partner on the way there?
yeah. He kept asking me like, "Are you okay?" And I
Uh-huh.
kept telling him like, "I'm fine. Like, just watch the roads. Like, I'm
Yeah.
okay." He's like,
And
"I'm just
he's
making
probably
sure."
freaking out. Like,
Yeah, he was freaking
how is she
out.
even doing this right now?
When we made it to the hospital, he's like, "Man, you a beast."
Yeah. He's probably like,
He's
this
like,
is
I could have drove, but you a beast. I'm like,
wow.
yeah.
Wow. Okay. Um, okay, then another question, kind of to play off the last question. Was there an out of body experience during this incident? Did anything strike you in that moment that was like you felt like you were like completely out of your body, or any thoughts, or just any out of body experience during this?
No, I mean, I don't get that question. Can you like explain it a little bit
Yeah,
more?
like was there any moment where you felt like something, like you, if you thought your life was actually ending in that moment? Was there a certain moment of your life, I guess you said your children, but was there a certain moment in time or a memory that came up while you were like driving to the hospital? Was there something like some sort of video playing in your head as you were driving to the hospital, or is it just a tunnel vision blur?
I had tunnel vision.
Hmm.
I had tunnel vision. The only time I came out of tunnel vision twice within the 2 minutes, but I went right back in.
Hmm.
What made me leave tunnel vision the first time was I was making a turn driving to the hospital and I was about to go head on with somebody.
Mm.
But their lights of their car like snapped. So I
Okay.
woke. I'm like, oh wait. And then I caught tunnel vision again. I was about to ride past the hospital. I was just driving.
Right.
And my partner was saying, I was hearing my partner say, turn right here, go into here. But it was an officer whose name I'm not gonna pronounce, but he was doing this in the middle
Uh-huh.
of the street. And then
Uh-huh.
that's when I was like, oh wait, this is the hospital. My partner's like, I told you that. Like we were like low key arguing, but
Okay. So it sounds like your out of body experience was you were literally just on pilot. You were on autopilot. You
yeah,
weren't even like you were just like you were your own savior in that moment.
yep.
Yeah.
And God, yep.
Yeah. And God. Yeah. Unbelievable. Okay. So next question I have for you. Um, what was your recovery time after the incident?
The doctors told me 12 to 18 months, but it took me 6 months to recover.
Wow. So what did
Yeah.
you do? Like, what was your PT like?
So I went to physical therapy 3 days a week, Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays. But then I did my own physical therapy. So I had to relearn how to walk, run,
Wow.
drive, squat. I had to relearn how to take a shower and everything. Step up, step down,
Wow.
everything.
Unreal. What was the hardest thing to relearn?
The stairs, because I have stairs in my house. So
Oh,
like
okay.
luckily I like upstairs is all of our bedrooms. So I was able to like get my kids ready upstairs. And then from there, like right after the incident, I wasn't able to like send them off or anything like that. I'll just have to see them from upstairs because I couldn't do the stairs.
Okay. And then was there anything that you would have done differently that day?
No. This experience has taught me to keep my faith in God, keep my faith within myself, and to forever be strong. Yeah, I wouldn't change it. I wouldn't change it. It's taught me a lot. It has really taught me a lot.
Yeah. And I can like see that when you're talking about it too.
Yeah.
It's like a weird thing because it's like probably one of the worst things that's ever happened to you, but
Yeah.
it's also like something that's made you who you are and how strong
Yeah.
you are. And I'm sure your children thought of you as super mom before, but they probably think of you as really super mom now. And when they
Yeah.
get older, obviously they're gonna know even more how
Mm-hmm.
strong because they're younger now, but when they become adults and maybe they'll choose this as a career, they're just gonna be so even more in awe of you.
Yeah.
Okay. So who was your biggest supporter after that incident or what made you feel best? Who helped you after the incident? What was your best support system?
My mom. That lady is my right hand lady. That lady means the world to me. She is the first person I called after when I was able to make phone calls. But my mom, she's it. She's the one.
When you called her and told her, what was her reaction?
Wait, so it's a funny story behind this because I play a
Okay.
lot. So I was at the hospital and I'm on FaceTime and she like, why are you calling me? You just got to work. Cause mind you, I had just got to work at 10. I was shot at
Wow.
10:51.
Wow.
So I
Okay.
wasn't leaving at work for an hour. So my mom was like, why are you calling me? You just made it to work. I'm like, oh, I'm just calling just to see what you're doing. I'm asleep. So I was like, oh, okay. She's like, why are you in the hospital? And I'm like, uh, I just got shot. She's like, what? And she dropped the phone. All you heard was screaming in the back. I'm on my
Yeah.
way. I'm on my way. And
Oh my God.
yeah, that was it.
And did she come?
She did. Yeah, the department
Wow.
went to pick her up and brought her there, and she was just running through the hospital. Where's my daughter?
Oh my God.
Yeah,
Wow.
I'm the only girl. I got all brothers, so it kind of hit different to my mom and my dad.
Yeah. You're the
Yeah,
baby.
I'm no, yep.
Okay, moving along. Um, and only if you're comfortable with answering this question,
Okay.
you could leave it general. Do you feel like you were supported by your department after the incident?
Yes, 100%. They literally had my back throughout everything. From the moment that it happened to till now. I can call a few people from the department and be like, I need to talk, and they would stop what they're doing to talk to me.
That's amazing. That's
Yes.
good.
Yeah.
And that partner you worked with that day, do you
Yeah.
still talk?
Every day. Every day. If not every day, We go out once a month to
Good.
keep our bond. We go out once a month to keep our bond.
Hmm.
Whether it's to eat, whether it's to a game room, we just figure out somewhere to go once a month. So we go out once a month.
I literally have the chills. I feel like that's like a bond, like
That would never
that
be broken.
you can never break, can never change. That's going to obviously impact his life just
Yeah.
as much as yours, because him going through that was very traumatic as well, and
Hmm.
changed his outlook on everything, I'm sure.
Yes.
So I'm glad to hear that you guys have that relationship, because that's obviously really important.
Yeah.
Um, okay, and last question, and then
Hmm.
I'll let you share anything else you want to. But um, what is your biggest piece of advice to officers on the job or officers wanting to become police officers? Just what's your biggest takeaway, biggest piece of advice that you can lend anyone listening to this, or just anyone, not even police officers, first responders, mothers, just anybody? After you went through what you went through, what's the biggest piece of advice you can give?
The biggest piece of advice is to always hug and love your family members. No matter if I was just going to work for an hour or if I was going to work for a whole tour duty, I was not walking out of my house without kissing or hugging my son and my daughter, or telling my mom, I love you. I'll see you when I get back. Um, always let them know that you love them, because you just never know.
Yeah.
This experience has opened my eyes so much to the point that I say I love you so many times nowadays that my kids be like, "Mom, you just said that." I know. I'm just telling you. I'm just telling you again. So my biggest piece of advice is always tell your family you love them.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's my biggest piece of advice right there.
Yeah. Is there anything else that you'd like to share about your experience
Um,
for listeners?
it was a question that said, I forgot the question that you had sent me.
There was, why did you choose this career?
Not
Um,
that one.
was there anything you would have done differently that day? No, I asked you that one. Um, oh, was it this one?
When the return, did I know I was returning, or was it the end of law enforcement or something like that?
Yes. Did you still want to continue your career in law enforcement after
Yes.
this happened, after this incident?
So after the incident, so mind you, I was shot at 10:51 p.m. I was at home by 5 a.m. the next morning.
Uh-huh.
Uh, luckily, when I got shot, it hit nothing. It went through all flesh, no artery, no bone, no vein, no anything. But I knew I was coming back, to law enforcement. Once I got home, one of my partners gave me a radio, and I was able to make a radio call thanking everyone.
Oh,
And I
wow.
actually said on the radio, thank you to everyone that responded. I'll be back soon. So I
Oh,
knew I was coming
I have the chills.
back.
So you knew the minute you got home, I'm going back.
Yeah, it was just, I just felt like this was God telling me, because I'm always on the move. He
Yeah.
was like, all right, I got to figure out how can I sit you down. And
Oh,
that
that.
right there, yes. And that right there set me down for 6 months.
Wow. And
Yeah.
so you went back to duty after 6 months?
No. So they put me down for traumatic leave of absence. And then once I passed all that, and then I went back.
Okay.
Yep.
And do you feel good now that you're back? Do you feel like you have I feel like you do, but do you feel like you have a positive impact on like newer officers or other officers? Do you lend them like advice from your situation when you get the chance?
Yeah, so as often as I'm able to, I try to tell my story to other individuals, just to
Yeah.
like let them know, don't take my story as a, oh no, I don't want to be a police anymore. Take
Right.
my story as like, if she's strong enough to get through what she got through, I can be strong enough to be able to take this test, get through this academy, and become a police officer. So
Yeah.
yeah, often as I'm able to, I try to share my story, because not only does it help other people, it helps me to talk about it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah,
I'm sure it feels like therapeutic to talk about it, and like
yeah,
that it's not something that you're trying to hide. It's something that you're using to like, encourage and inspire
yep,
others, which
yep,
is like so amazing that you're taking something that could have quite literally ruined your life. If you would have looked at it in the wrong perspective,
Yep.
you could have been in a really dark place. You could have not wanted to come back to this career, which you wanted to be since you were 4 years old. I mean, like you could live every day in fear, for yourself, for your children, but it looks like you are taking this and turning it into the most positive way, to share your story, love your family, love your job, and inspire people to be officers and to continue to do their job, which is amazing because you could have definitely went the other way. So
Yep. I wasn't allowing myself to fall into depression. Like when I couldn't really walk or stand up or anything, I was able to sit up. So I'll turn on YouTube, funny videos on YouTube, or I turn on exercises on YouTube to just do while sitting there. I was trying my best not to fall into depression.
And
And
like
I
you
can honestly
said,
say I didn't fall into depression at all.
right. And like you said, your PT helped you heal, but you also helped yourself heal,
Yeah.
which is really important, that you didn't just rely on like, here's my appointment. Like, no, when you're at home, you're watching videos, you're with your family, you're constantly like working on yourself, which is a big takeaway for other people too. Like if you're depressed, like just going to the gym, if that's like your outlet, that's great, but you still need to do like inner work.
Yep.
So anything else you want to leave us with? Otherwise, you're in Vegas. It's your birthday.
Yes.
I want you to
I'm
go have
actually going to
fun.
go in a little
You
bit.
so deserve. Go have fun.
Is there anything else I want to leave you guys with? Just if you are in law enforcement, number one, always have your partner back. If you are not in law enforcement, always have your own back and the back of others you may be with. Love on one another, spread love, spread peace, and God bless. That's it.
Thank you.
You're
I love
welcome.
talking to you.
You're
I
welcome.
almost cried 10 times. I feel like I held my breath throughout the whole time. But seriously, I can't wait to share your story. It's amazing. And once I get all the links up and everything, I will send it to you.
Okay.
But yeah, I'm really, really happy. I'm trying to, hold on.